Greetings, ladies and gents, and welcome to this latest narration of the web series Accidentally Adopted. If you're new to the series, there is a playlist listed down below in the description, and as always, I hope that you enjoy. Part 3, Chapter 12, Law and Disorder. Dear Diary, waiting around is so lame. Greg and I wanted to get a match set up. I still help him with that social media stuff. He said he never used anything like it before. Something about it being against regulations. Whatever it was, he's not used to social media and doesn't seem to like it much. So we wanted to get a match set up, except the stupid station reserved a slip that's way too small for the wee thing. So we're stuck in the parking orbit around the planet for an extra day. Mom is absolutely furious. Dr. Dummy should be afraid of her more than Daddy. It was super lame. At least we had network connection. Apparently they think we won because we were attacking. That made Sneaky laugh so hard it hurt his sides, and he had me tell the stationers that he'd talked to Daddy about using the quarters deck as a battlefield. They're going to lose so bad. I didn't have much else to do, so I got a map of the quarters deck and went to talk to Yeg about how he's to organize our defenses. Daddy got the magistrate to take the shuttle over to us to get Greg's adoption done officially and get him a barrister for the trial. He didn't want to go get deposed by the defense without legal representation, and that's pretty smart of him, since dealing with barristers that aren't yours can be tricky. Plus, he's part of the Star Sailors now, and he's entitled to the magistrate's protection from the local government. Daddy was with him the whole time, so I wasn't worried. Journal entry 32, date 1/5/6, name Greg George. So my new rifle is a plasma caster. Okay, no big deal. Slow projectile, lethality from heat, low damage to hulls. I prefer a Magac, sending something nice and solid into an enemy from a couple clicks out, but I'm shipboard now. The shotgun would be good, or a carbine, maybe, but this is not a terrible weapon, not for defending the ship. It's mostly ceremonial, but I appreciate the gesture. It says, I know what you are. And accepted. Feels good. Feels okay. The other thing is apparently the station appearance from the last stop got really salty that my kids stomped them and have been spending the past 14 days making crap ton of excuses as to why that happened. Fortunately, the insistence on cheating got shut down by people just reviewing the security footage of the park, which went just a tiny bit viral, especially that bit where I dragged the cheating teddy bear off the field, because I'm short is a meme now. Damn it. Oh well. Shorts rise up and end the oppression of the talls. The prevailing theory is that we had the advantage because we were attacking. When I found out, I almost died laughing. Imagine thinking that assaulting a prepared position isn't an advantage. Holy feck, these civvies are so fecking civvies that the civvies back home would laugh at them. There were some vets who tried to push back, but what would somebody whose job is combat know about pretend combat? Jeebus in power armor, that's fecking killed me. Sore losers are the dumbest people fecking alive, no matter where you go, I guess. I told them I'd talk to Pops about using our quarters deck as a battleground, but it probably depends on where we end up docking. The original plan to use the slip in the official section, but the wee thing is a long-haul freighter, not a cruiser or a yacht. She's too fecking big for those slips. If we get a slip in the freight section, it ought to work out fine, so long as the station doesn't mind a little congestion in the embarkation area. The stationers could feel the fecking division and still lose. This is going to be funny. But the thing is, being adopted was actually fecking serious. I thought it was just a de facto sort of crap, like we decided that's how it was, and that's how it'd be. I'll just be on Overwatch for my believers forever, and they'll keep letting me live in their house. Easy. Nope. It was all official and crap, and Pops had no intentions of waiting. So here's the thing. The Bleevuses are kind of like us, split up into factions, and the faction I'm with, the Star Sailors, are a completely void-born culture that exists within the borders of other nations, but due to their long star-sailing tradition, occupy a niche of interstellar commerce and even have a substantial navy they use to keep piracy down. But they still have a government and treaties with governments of the star nations they operate in, which means that a lot of nations have a magistrate to represent Star Sailors' legal interests, or mediate between ships, or basically liaise between the believers and the third parties who need a little help understanding each other. Neat. Which is why there is this old lady in the stupid bedazzled robes coming into the galley with a retinue of assistants being all regal and crap, fecking impressive in the bust, if grey hair and wrinkles on the face are anything to go by. Come to think of it, all the moms have massive hooters, big old melons. Knocking knockers, I'm saying that the plebiscites have massive mommy milkers. Pierre would lose his fecking crap, horny-ass bastard. Honor being a theme with these dudes, they didn't have me forswear my oaths. Good, that would have been a problem. No, it was just to uphold the honor of my ship and my house, which is Drill D, I think. In fact, if I know how to spell seafarers' negotiation names in RBCW. I am not a language nerd. Mom cried, this shit must be wedding level. Thank feck they let me do the ceremony in a work jumpsuit. Oh, and I get a lawyer from the magistrate's office. Hell yeah. The defense position, or whatever they call it here, is probably going to be stupid. Log 6,001.0.09. Personal, Captain Yormdrill. Oh, the competence of law enforcement. Upon the star tides we sing is a registered long-haul freighter. Obviously, she can't fit in a yacht slip. Stars keep us. Well, there was a magistrate on station, thankfully. Getting Gregory's status change would have been so much simpler if the magistrate's replacement hadn't been delayed. So no problem. I could just dock at a freight slip like normal, right? Of course not. The station is experiencing heavy traffic from the border. Great. A parking orbit. Trev D is practically frothing at the mouth in frustration. Now, her method for managing the stress isn't cause for me to complain, but that hardly makes up for the rest of the crew walking on crystal orbs for the rest of the day. Graciously, the magistrate offered to take a shuttle and dock ship to ship. Stars, what a wonderful woman. Greg gave his oath, I gave mine, and he was family on paper as well as in our hearts. So that was that accomplished, which meant Greg got his barrister, which I would have wanted in any case. I don't expect giving my testimony in court to be a problem, but it's best to have somebody who knows the local laws intimately looking things over. However, there was precious little else for me to do with the delay. The kids were occupying themselves, so I had to release an opportunity to help Trevor with the stress relief. I'll give permission for the war game tomorrow. It's not like it'll change when we can dock. Journal entry 33, date 157, name Greg George. The war was on. Hell yeah! It was down to scheduling, which was actually less urgent than I thought. Apparently, we're going to be stuck here for a while. I offered to do some sec work on the station to help with the costs, but Mom told me not to worry about it. They had the savings to absorb the losses for several years, so long as they live frugally. Makes sense. I wonder how much I have in my accounts with the NCU. I never spent my pay. Well, there was the tent and sleep sack, but that was like half a chit. Doesn't matter. I'll never see it now. It's whatever. Anyway, today was subpoena day. Fecking lawyers, shady-ass fecking lawyers. My Bleavis lawyer was pretty cool, though. Probably because he was my lawyer. Pops came along to make sure I wouldn't get lost, all for moral support. Thanks, Pops. I needed it. Feck lawyers, except for mine. So we go to the dingy section, a crap pile of little offices crammed together with catwalks to increase the usable space by granting access to mezzanines and were probably supposed to be open spaces for air circulation. Pop and Lawson, I'm so fecking good at nicknames, had to duck to get into the office. No crap. It was this cramped room with a desk in front of a door with Xeno's lettering on it. No fecking way. Shady-ass lawyer offices must have a universal look. Fecking insane. Anyway, the Xeno at the desk was one of the clickety-clack spider centaur people. The secretary went clickety-clack and Pops translated for me. She says that you can go right through that door. She even opened it. That's when the feckery started. Clickety-clack lady shut the door on Lawson and wouldn't let either of them through behind me. Inside this crabby, cramped, disheveled office, there was another one of these clickety-clacks going clickety-clack at me, gesturing at some broken toys on the table with its lower arms and waving around with its upper arms. I waited for it to shut up so that I could tell it that I don't have a translation implant. The fecker went to its desk and rummaged around for a device. I could see perforations in it, probably for a speaker. Apologies, the Microsoft Sam-ass sounding translator said with a clickety-clacking into the other end. I knew I was forgetting something. I told it not to worry about it. Then it started to spiel over again. Behold these technological marvels, such things that will dazzle and amaze your leaders back home. Imagine the riches you shall be rewarded with. I will give them to you, and all I ask is one small favor. Simply testify that you were attempting to escape the custody of the Star Sailors, and I'll ensure that you return home a rich man. Fecking seriously. It wanted me to betray my family for some broken fecking toys. What a fecking moron. Feck that stupid thing and its stupid clacking mandibles with a... So lacking the foul language I needed to express how I felt, I got creative. Did you go down to the bioreactor and huff the fumes before coming up with that idea? Maybe you want to take a little spacewalk in an environment suit without a faceplate. It's about as smart as one idea. Do I look like I'm all wide-eyed and impressed with your shoebox offers? Do I look like someone who can bribe with the broken toys? Your parents must have dropped you off here as a child in shame for having birthed or hatched or whatever you people do, an impeccable example of a complete moron. You'll tell your secretary to stop blocking my lawyer's way, or I'll break the way open. Too bad I don't know Spider Centaur clickety-clank body language. It would have been nice to just gauge how well the insult landed, on account of he didn't want to see how breakable its crap and secretary were firsthand. It let Lawson and Pops in. I told them it just tried to bribe me with junk. Well, my lawyer got hostile. Objections, directions to not answer, demands for a court order to records they knew I was not in possession of. It seemed like having failed to bribe me, they were going for daunting. Except my lawyer was four-armed shock. Feck all lawyers except mine. I couldn't really tell, but I think the clickety-clack was starting to realize his client had fecked himself. Well, when we got back home, Mom made a tasty dinner to compensate. Everyone thought the put-down I gave the clickety-clack shady-ass lawyer was fecking hilarious. Mom still bans everyone from teaching me the curse words. Well, tomorrow I'll be proctoring a nerf war. Feck that lawyer twice, just to be sure. Dear Diary, what in the void is wrong with people on the station? There are several angry sketches from the station being bombarded by a battle fleet. Log 6,001.0.10. Personal, Captain Yormdrill. Void, take that absolute charlatan, trying to bribe my son to betray us with garbage. Garbage! If you're going to be evil, you should at least be competent at it. I've heard of more disreputable barristers trying to trick people into talking without their representation present, but actually impeding the way. Unfortunately, consequences are unlikely to be more than a reprimand. Scummy behavior is apparently a matter of course in the legal profession around here. At least I'll go to watch the war. A load of parents with wounded pride have convinced these stationers that attacking has the advantage. This is going to be funny. End of chapter. I would just like to thank the T5 supporters: Bushmaster 117, Casper Arnholtz, Dragzoon W.R.E, Elijah Silvercross, Gray, Jon Creighton, and Sevaren Serberous. Thank you very much.